welcome back to Getting Lunk. We make getting into exercise just a little bit easier.
Hello again!
For our first exercise, we're going to be doing bicep curls. Today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. I'm going to try moving up in heavier weight while only doing 8 reps instead of 10 and see if I can get any improvement. Right now I'm using a 40-pound dumbbell. For my next set, I'm using a 45-pound dumbbell and I'm doing 8 reps.
Hello again!
For my last set, I'm using a 50-pound dumbbell. Next exercise is shoulder shrugs. I'm using 25-pound dumbbells right now and I'm doing 10 reps. For my next set, I'm using 30-pound dumbbells and I'm doing 10 reps. For my last set, I'm using 35-pound dumbbells and I'm doing 10 reps. Next exercise is stretch band flies. I'm using 120 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps. And I know I was supposed to be using 125, but I forgot. Because we need to supplement more sets every time we grab one of the ghosts in this dungeon, it causes the set to trigger. Next set, I'm using 125 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps. Another time we're going to supplement a set is when we grab one of these heart containers. For my last set, I'm using 130 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps. Next exercise is stretch band rows. I'm using 110 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps. We're still alternating between rows and tricep extensions. I'm using 110 pounds and I'm doing 10 reps. For my next set of rows, I'm using 115 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps.
Here we go.
For my next set of tricep extensions, I'm using 115 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps. For my last set of rows, I'm using 120 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps.
I met a girl a couple weeks ago. Things were going pretty great. She wasn't a total psycho bitch like the girls I usually date. But when I got to her apartment, it got pretty goddamn strange. She's got a giant flag of the color red that paints her masquerade. This girl's got a racist parent, and it's really fucking weird. It keeps saying I'm gay and retarded and making fun of my beard. I ain't never been a fan of birds, and this frankly doesn't help.
So here we are at the boss door with one set left, so let's go do that last set. For my last set of tricep extensions, I'm using 120 pounds worth of stretch bands and I'm doing 10 reps.
That racist parent, man, I swear to God, must be straight from fucking hell. What kind of fucking bird knows the N-word or facts about the Holocaust? He's like the bird version of David Duke. If Hitler and him were crossed, this goddamn parent is a racist. He keeps on screaming different slurs. I don't remotely know what his problem is, but he's a giant feathered turd. He keeps